Hey guys, how are you going? Woo woo! Okay, so I went ahead and got all of my edges throughout the book, and I just used it's an outdoor paint, but I like the color, grass green folk art. So that's what I used, and it was a little on the thick side, so I added some water to it, and then I have these. They're from lindystampgang.com. I don't know if you can still get them. I've had them for so long, but they're just paint daubers. They're made for the Lindy sprays, but they work just as well on the paints. And then you just wash them off and reuse them. So, whoops, there you go. That's what I did there. Whew, it's been chilly today, but it is not very chilly in the house. Now, I got my husband got a pair of shorts a while back, and this was on the shorts, so I thought, oh, well, that one, and it's fairly stiff, so I said, oh, that'll make a good something, little something. Since we're doing some junk journal style stuff, and I was afraid I was gonna run out of papers, especially with all of those envelopes and things to put into the envelopes. So I went on to see what papers I had. I didn't want to buy another kit from somebody, but I went, I have, it's called Fairyland. Yeah, Fairyland, from Jen at Dreams, etc. And so I printed out a couple. And again, I'm not going to use like huge chunks of these because I don't want to get away from just that blue and green. But I do want to have some, other elements. Now look at this. I printed one just black and white. And so this is the same print. But isn't that cool? And so, yeah, fun stuff. And then these are the actual main pages. Again, I don't know that I'm going to go for putting fairies in here, but I will keep with the butterflies. And there's little sayings in here that are cute. And this is, yeah, Fairyland is what the paper line is called. But I just, when dragonflies appear, a fairy is near. That's just cool, and she's actually pretty cool. Now, Jen does all this art herself. These aren't pictures that were somewhere and then she incorporates them in. She has drawn all this stuff. She is an artist in the truest form, I guess. I mean, look at the face on that little fella. Look at that. You just, wow, right? Okay. Anyway, I don't make anything from Jen, so I'm really not. So, and this one screwed up on the printing. I thought this was pretty. And of course it's got the big butterfly, and I can always use script. And then, of course, I forgot to turn these the correct way. So, but there's bits and pieces that I can use, maybe. And then this was the ephemera, one of the ephemera pages, which I liked this piece here especially, and probably the flowers. And then on this one, I thought these are fine for like inside the envelopes and stuff. So you've got a little hint of fairiness. This is just butterflies here, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe this because of the purples, but anyway. So that just gives me a little bit more to play with. Still wasn't great, so I will go back through my stash again. But for right now, let's get started. And when I did go and paint all this, I may have screwed up where I put the envelopes. So if you guys notice that I have something in the wrong spot from the first video, just holler at me. Hopefully you'll holler at me before I do it. I'm only like a day or two ahead. I have nothing in reserves. And, you know, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here, gals. Okay, so let's get started. I want to start with this back page, which is this one, upside down. And I'm thinking, because I have this, I'm just going to leave this blank. However, okay, let's get, I used another file folder for painting. Let's get another file folder out, because I'm thinking I might like to have a little pad of paper in here or something like that. And if I use another piece of file folder, I can make a large pocket and be able to slide paper down behind it, you know, but still relatively flat. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, would this be high enough to edge it up like this? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and cut off at the fold line and cut all of this off, and we'll see where we're at. Come on down. There we go. All right, so let's see. So that is going to give us a nice space, but boy, that is not straight at all. Oh no, good Lord. That was bad cutting, Lisa. Bad cutting. Oh, much better. Much better. Huh. Okay, let's get a measurement here. So you just want to go from inside the innermost score line to inside the innermost score line. So just pull it up off the edge of the page a little bit so you can see both score lines and where you want this to hit. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's give ourselves a little, where's my, is it over here? Ah, here it is, my stylist. And I'm going to do a little 1/2 inch. So we're going to have it, so it won't be quite as hard to get your paper however we end up making it. And then let's just make a little mark where we want to. So I just made a mark with the stylist, which works. Okay, then I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch past that, so that will leave me with my little flap. All right. Oh, well, I didn't quite do a 1/2 inch there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Thought I was looking at the line. Okay, still work. It will still work. All right, so I do want this to come down to the bottom. And I'm going to cut my strip off because on mine, they have pretties on the back. And I do want to be able to use those. So I'm going to cut them off and save them. Okay, so, oh, well, it didn't cut off enough on this side. Okay. So next time I'll cut it. This side was much easier to see. Sorry, little butterflies. I cut you a little too short. All right. So first I am going to put my paper down where I want it. And I am going to cut off some of the sides because I want the center of the picture, but I don't want to lose all of the trees. So I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to I'm going to cut. So you just want to get where your paper is going to be with what you want to see from it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we will be able to use the strips. This paper almost feels like magazine paper, you know, like a nicer magazine. I don't know. That's what this paper feels like. Okay, so now I'm going to lift it up and get it this side the way I want it, where I want it. I'd like for it to be a little further over, but it's not that big, so it can't be. All right, so there's that. Still got our nice little doodad. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to lay this up at the top where I would normally want it, and I do want to have an edge all the way around, and then put this where it's going to be even on the bottom of your file folder, and then slide it over just a little bit so you can see the edge of the bottom paper, and go down about a ½ an inch or so and make you a mark. All right, now we're going to cut there. Find my mark. Is that it? Where's my mark? There it is. Right there. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this down, and then glue this down, and then glue this, and I don't want to leave the edge. And there it makes it look like it's still fairly continuous. All right, and then we'll cut the bottom once we're done. Okay, so you guys get the picture here. So I'm not inking. This paper is, it doesn't seem to absorb the ink, and I don't want to make a mess. So I'm just not going to ink. Make it easier, make it quicker, just not going to ink. So get this right where you want it now. Take your time. Enjoy the whole process. You know, I was talking with somebody the other day who is not a crafter, but was helping me do a few little things. And she said, you know, there's something about this that's just so comfortable. And I said, it's taking you back to when you were a kid and you were playing with your scissors and your glue and your crayons, and I'm going to cut the edges. I said, so, you know, it's, she goes, yeah. She goes, you know, I can't imagine sitting and doing something for hours like, you know, like I do. But she said, there's just something fun about this. So I think I have a helper. I think I have a helper. And she's a good conversationalist. So that's nice. Yeah. Doesn't come over as often, but it's my son's girlfriend. So, you know, they've both got full-time jobs, and she's got a adorable 11-year-old boy. I've already fallen in love with him. Yes, I have. So, My son better be serious or he's going to break my heart. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Anywho. All right. Oh, let's not forget the bottom. Go ahead and take care of that. All right, so we'll get this on. And I want to line it up right with the paper, because remember, I made the paper this pretty much the same width as my pocket, so that I'm kind of hiding my pocket completely. And I did want to leave a little bit of a green edge along the bottom as well. I just figure I took the time to paint all that stuff. By gosh, by golly, I want to see it. And I like the fact that it's not even, you know, like some of the things, well, some of it, I think there may have been some glue that it come out, and if there's glue on the paper, obviously it won't absorb. But, you know, it's just, I think it's just the way you paint, the way, I did have to use a paintbrush in some of the creases and crevices, but, okay. And then we're just going to put this bad boy on, and then we will have ourselves a nice slot to slide paper in. And when we, next time, I need to cut this now. So I'm going to pull this over. I'm not leaving any of the file folder to show. Okay. It's like black on black, so hopefully I cut this correctly, so I don't leave, well, I didn't, poodlehead, but I don't want there to be file folder up here showing. I think, let's see, I didn't bring it in. Let me get a pen of some sort here. How did that get all cattywonker? There we go. And I am going to do my edge here. Just doing that top edge of the file folder. And then I'm going to put a little, because I'm not going to have any of the top file folder showing, but I'm not going to pull my paint out. So I'm just getting this little bottom edge of the file folder so that I don't see file folder color. There we go. If you like the file folder color and it works with your papers, I have done that before where I just leave the file folder color. So whatever floats is your boats is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, that works for me. That works. Okay, let's get this down and move along. Good Lord, we have taken up too much time. I hope you guys are liking this 30-minute format, but I don't know, you know, when I'm start decorating, I think what I'm going to have to do is do some decorating on the out, you know, I mean, just cutting paper and stuff. You guys basically know how to do that. If there is something that you come across that I didn't explain well enough for you or whatever, just leave me a comment and I will write down, or you know, whatever. I will get you your answer. I will fix the problem. I will whatever, you know, just so. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. Okay. Now the paper bag, we were going to do Paper bag, paper bag. We're gonna do this. Oh, for heaven's sakes, I got everything miscombobulated, I think. I did. Miscombobulation central here. Okay, here we go. I'm just grabbing from the wrong end. Okay, so I had the green paper and the scrap fap, this burlappy side. Now, I really want to make sure that this, because I have it opened, that I am going to put some cardstock. So I'm probably going to put some cardstock here. Okay. Or we can put it here. And then this would be a nice place for a little bit of the, like, wouldn't that be pretty right there? You know, this part. It's not quite long enough, but, you know, I can make that work. But yeah, so I think I will fussy cut this out. And I will use the green in the front. I will use burlap here. And maybe the green here. And then I hope I have enough burlap that I can do that front flap and this one. And I think I will. So that's going to be all burlap and green, guys. Okay. So find something that will make this pocket really go bam. In fact, with this one, I could cut both of these out and just do it, you know, from here all the way over onto this pocket. And we can make this pocket go all the way across with just a little piece of cardstock on here. Glue it down, fold the end over. Do I have a little piece of cardstock? Here, let me just show you with this black piece. So it's the same size, right? Make a mark at the end of the bag. Fold it. Make sure I'm on camera here. Make yourself a flap. And then, you know, of course, it will be the same size. And then you do this. And that way, you're going to have a nice flap for your pocket, but you'll have something that you can put this all the way across. And because this is copy paper, I can even carry it across the bag right here, which will just help reinforce a little bit. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do there. I think that's perfect. And that will be such a nice finale piece, don't you guys think? And then, let me put these back up. Now, if you guys, you know, if you're working with a paper pack that has stickers and cut aparts and stuff like that, then just utilize what you've got. You don't have to do the same thing I did. In fact, I don't know if you can get that fairy forest paper that I'm using anymore anyway. And this Fab Scraps, I think that's pretty old. I don't know, there's no date on it, but I've had it for quite some time. And you know, this is beautiful. Her Fairyland kit is beautiful, but again, use what you have in your stash. That's what I'm doing. I had this in my digital stash, so you know, it all works out. Okay, so we've got that figured out and planned, and then let's go to this one. Why am I not coming over? There we go. This is where we were going to make this into a pocket. Okay, so we had this here. This was going to be a flap, and this was going to be a pocket. All right, so, and I'm going to center it between the bottom of the tab part and my score line. So that's where I'm going to center my pocket. Okay. But I do want to make another flap for this side. So I can do, where is my rest of that little bit? There it is, right here. So I think I'm just going to take this little piece of scrap and cut it the same size. Fold. And I'll cut it down just a smidge. Does not need to be quite that large. And let's give it a little bit of a haircut on the sides. And let's glue this down. And actually most of it is green, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And I can set it back just a titch off the very edge, which will also kind of help hide if it doesn't have quite all the file folder covered. So I just pull it back from the edge like a 30-second, not much at all, but just enough. All right. Okay, so now we have ourselves a nice pocket to set in here. But we got the butterfly paper, and I am just going to cut the butterfly paper so that it fits right on this page. I'm going to get the buying strip off the top first. So I will have that. And then, where did I put my mark? Right there. Oh, this is so pretty. Keep all those scraps because you know we're going to need them. We are going to need them. And see how cool that's going to be, that this is just a green tab. I missed a little bit there, but I can go back later on with the paint and touch that up. Okay, so now I have it top and sides where I want it. And I'm just going to make a mark where I'm going to cut off. Oh, I forgot. I got the pocket. I get to save some more paper. So let's just kind of align the pocket. Pull this over and set it back up along the top the way you want it. And then put your pocket down on the edge, the bottom edge of the file folder, and give yourself about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch wherever you feel like that's where you want to cut, and cut. And we're going to have a nice little chunk of this paper left to use in other places. Yay, because that is just so beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place this down. So guys, I want you to do this for me while we are separated from one another. Get all of your ephemera that you're going to try and use, get it all cut out. Or, you know, if you've got a digital kit, if you've got cards and things like that, you know, get everything cut out that you can get cut out, and get it kind of organized so you can have it. Because as we get into these envelopes, that's what we're going to do, is play around with our ephemera. Take that out of the equation here. So, yeah, so get all of your bits and pieces cut out and ready. So we have that. Find yourself a writing pad of some sort that has a cardboard back to it that you can slide down here. Let me see. I thought maybe I had one over here, but I'm not seeing one. Not seeing one, but here is, let's see. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. This is just a Stamperia card stack from, I think I got this last year, but you have the back, and you're just gonna put it over the edge, and then you can flip your pages, do your writing and stuff like that. Yeah, so that is what that's for. And so it's a file folder, and so it's got the strength in order to do that. All right, so now let us place our pocket down. Now wait a minute. I do have this flap here. So how do I want to close this? Do I want to worry about it? Is it going to stay closed? I think maybe I might use a magnet, so I won't have to worry about that. If you want to use some string to tie it closed, this would be the time where you would want to kind of maybe add a piece of string on this side and a piece of string on this side to bring around front and tie closed. Or the same here and here, or I would run a whole piece so that you're not having an edge to catch when you put paper down. But you have options there. If you don't have magnets, don't worry about that. You can use Velcro, those little Velcro dots. Let's see, this is the bottom. I have the open edge to my spine side. So my open-edged flap is to my spine side. And remember, I am going to do mine. I'm centering it on the short side. I'm centering it across here. And my paper was wider than my envelope, so I do have kind of a funky finish here. But that will be easily rectified with, like just a little strip. Let's just cut a little strip and just finish it down alongside there. And then this will have a little strip finished along downside there. Easy peasy. We'll get to that later. Or we might figure out something that we're going to do that will cover it. We might have little bits hanging over the edge of the pocket that will totally cover that up, and maybe we'll just need to worry about that side. Okay, so that is that, guys. Go through and get your main papers down, all right? Because, I want this to be a quick project, and so go through and get your main project. Just figure out what you're going to do and get your main things in. Now, this one I wanted to make sure I went over with you because I thought this would be kind of nice to have a pad of paper in here. Not going to be a big one. We will make like a small signature maybe that we can slide half the half of the signature in and have half of it out, and we can make it exactly the size we want. So we will do that. Super, super, super easy. Or, well, there's a couple ways we can go. I'll show you a couple of different ways, so you can do it whichever way you want. Okay, and then other than that, get your papers cut. Don't necessarily glue them, because if there's an envelope on your page, if you're following exactly kind of what I'm doing, I'm going to incorporate the envelopes underneath the paper so that you don't have all of the workings that you're looking into. But at least get your papers cut for each page. We're basically going with absolutely plain pages. This is going to be this page because I'm going to put things in the pocket. Or whomever. And then there'll be a little bit of decoration here, but I want this, myself, I want this to do the talking for me. I want all of this beautiful paper to just, today it's, for me, right now, it's all about the simplicity of it. And that's what I'm going for with this. All right, guys. Love you. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining me. Judy and... Sherry. Oh, my goodness. I can't remember. You're going to have to hold on a second. I'm going to run and get it. I wrote myself a note. Oh, my gosh. Sherry, I was right. Sherry, I was right. So Judy and Sherry are actually doing this with me. So thank you guys so much. And now get your homework done. Work on this a little bit without me. I will work on this a little bit without you, but I'm not going to do anything kooky. I'm just going to kind of get my big pages cut. So that you don't have to sit here and watch me do that, because that's boring as all get out. So, yeah, just go through and cut the page where it's going to fit. If you're going to leave your tabs, it's too hard. I mean, you can do it. If you want to, you go right ahead and you cut this. More power to you. But I am just working with the edges here, really. And I'm leaving this whole section. Excuse me, that's why I've got it. Looks like some of it I didn't quite get glued down well enough. But wherever you're going to make your paper go to, okay? And get all of the big pieces cut. Keep your different elements in. You can start pulling out all the other little ephemera type things that you're going to use, you know, if you want to use some ribbon or some lace or whatever like that. But I usually do that kind of stuff at the end. But we will be doing some collage work on some of these. So if you know of some stuff that you really, really want to have in this, pull it out. Just stick it in a little cubby or something, you know. I mean, get yourself one of these little things from the dollar store and just put all your little pieces and parts in there, you know. So it'll be all ready. Mwah! Love you guys so much. Talk to y'all later. I gotta go. Bye.